Good morning everyone. Do you have any idea where we are standing currently? Some may think we are around Colombo area. Your guess is right. We are in front of Jetwing house in Navamavatta, Colombo 2. Dilip, would you be able to give some hints for the audience?
Yes, Ananshya. He's a true icon of simplicity and being humble. He currently overlooks more than 35 luxury hotels in Sri Lanka and one hotel in Auckland, New Zealand. He's a veteran hotelier and a genius in global tourism industry. He's an advocate in youth development and also one of the greatest leaders in Sri Lankan business context. So let's go inside and have a look and start the discussion.
He is none other than Mr. Hiran Cooray. Until then, stay tuned. Ananshya from MBA 2022 B9 batch.
And Dilip from MBA 2022 B9 batch.
Good morning, Mr. Hiran.
Good morning.
So currently you are the chairman of Jetwing Lighthouse PLC and Jetwing Symphony, and you are one of the board of directors of Jetwing Hotels. So I'm pretty sure this would have not happened within one day. It's more than 30 years of journey. Would you be able to explain your journey in Jetwing?
Yeah, I'm a lucky boy, right? Because my father started the business. If not, do you think somebody would have made me managing director of a company at the age of 26? Probably not, right? So you're right. It didn't happen overnight either. But when I was in school, my only interest was playing cricket, right? I played cricket for college, and most of my learning came from the cricket field, right? Even the business decisions I make today is what I learned on the field, what my coaches told me, right? Be that as it may, when I realized I had no future, I played 2 years of first class cricket. After that, when I realized I had no more future in cricket, I went to study. That's the only time I studied, right? I studied in America for 3.5 years. I got a Bachelor of Business Administration with a concentration of studies in marketing and a elective study in political science. That's what I did. And I came back. I walked behind my father for close to 2 years. And then suddenly he said, okay, now you can be managing director. So I told him, look, how can I be managing director? I don't know this business very well. So my father said, if Fidel Castro could have been the leader of Cuba at the age of 27, you're 26 now. If you can't run this small company, you're not worth it. So that's how the journey began. And here I am.
It's really an inspirational story. Dilip?
So, Mr. Hiran, do you consider yourself as a risk taker? How successful you are taking risks?
Well, the risk-taking factor came from my father's thinking. He was a massive risk taker, and I'm also following in those footsteps, right? He marched into areas that others didn't tread on, right? And similarly, we are doing the same. Yes, any business is a risk, right? Safest thing is not to do anything. Then you sleep well. If you don't do anything, you'll sleep well, right? If you are getting into any form of activity, right? Walking on the street is a risk, my dear, right? Coming in the train is a risk. Everything is a risk. You take a calculated risk, right? So when my father built Lighthouse in Galle, you're from Galle, right? There was no hotels in Galle, right? The business analyst said this is going to be a failure. Why? And they were right. Statistically, no one overnighted in Galle. But the statistics didn't tell that there were no hotels in Galle to overnight. right? So if you go by the statistics, if you go by the data you have, it was proved that this hotel is going to be a failure, right? Had my father listened to the analysts, the consultants, and decided no, he's not going to build, there wouldn't be a lighthouse, there wouldn't be tourism in Galle. Today there are over 600 hotels and villas and what have you in Galle. So in 1995 there was the New Oriental, which is the Amangala today, and then the Klausenberg were the only two hotels. They were more or less closed, right? They were more or less closed for business. So now it's so again, yes. So now we are treading on different paths. We built a hotel in Portugal. We built a hotel in Vallavaya. People ask me, why did you build in Vallavaya? Of course, there's a risk. Vallavaya is not known for tourism, right? Sri Lankans are asking, but a pissu da kiyala, right? Why did you build? So the reason for building is you then distribute tourism to other areas as well. There's a risk element, of course, yes. I mean, the risk we faced after the bombings, then the COVID, and the economic and the political mess here in our country is, unprecedented. We've never gone through this kind of a mess. We've gone through a war, we've gone through a tsunami, but never like this, one after the other, for so long, but still we survive. So to answer your question, yes, if you're not a risk taker, don't get into business. You cannot get into, any form of creative life if there is no element of risk, right? You watch cricket today, right? What? To hit the ball is a risk. You can get out, but you still hit the ball. If you don't hit, the ball won't go. Similar thing in life. Right? What is the point? You have not added any value to your motherland. If you're not a risk taker, you're not adding any value to your country, to your family, to your life.
So you explained about the risks. So when it comes to challenges, which we normally won't expect in our life. So as you explained earlier, tsunami, 2019 Easter bomb last attack, and 2020 COVID, which those are very huge effect to tourism industry in Sri Lanka. So how did you get to manage those unexpected challenges in Jetwing?
Now we are a company. At the time the bomb went and this COVID happened, we had 3,600 staff. Our monthly salary bill was 120 million rupees. My first focus was that. How do I pay 120 million rupees to the staff, 3,600 people? We must earn that. And for about 3-4 months, we had zero income. The hotels were closed, nobody could go, you all couldn't go anywhere, right? So we had no income. The only help we got was we didn't have to pay the bank loans. We got a moratorium. If we had to pay the bank loans, then you won't be talking to me today, right? So similarly, when you cry, you must have patience. There is no quick fix, right? People will think, now they are asking, in tourism they are asking now, reimagine tourism. What is that? Reimagine tourism. Tourism is tourism, right? People will start traveling again. People's behavioral habits have changed a bit. For sure it has to. You see, because now there is a global uncertainty. Global uncertainty due to economic difficulties, global uncertainty due to cost of living going up, interest rates going up. All these things, those are uncertainties. So you're not planning long term, you're planning survival. So then we in the hoteliering business, we also have to adjust. So you adjust a little.
So normally how do you start your day, Mr. Hiran?
Well, I try to wake up early as possible. If I had gone out in the evening, then my waking up time gets a little pushed back. But otherwise, probably by 5:30 I get up. I try to pray for at least half an hour every morning. Then I try to go for a walk. If you look at my stomach, you will not believe that I walk, but I do walk. for at least 1 hour to 1 hour 15 minutes a day. And then I come back, I make coffee for the whole family, you know, and then then what has to be done. There may be meetings, there might be visits outside Colombo. I enjoy more when I have to work outside of Colombo than in Colombo. That's how it is.
So normally, in the weekends, what do you normally do to keep your family harmony? As you explained, we think that you're a family person, family-oriented person.
Not think, I am.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks for the answer. So normally, the weekend, how do you spend your time with the kids?
Well, of course, now my children are big. I mean, you know, they are adults. They are working in the company as well, so they have their own life. But sometimes we plan out what are we doing this weekend, right? So most of the time we either go to one of our hotels together as a family. We travel other areas together as a family, or else just stay at home. If there is cricket, now this weekend it's cricket, so we are going to stay at home and watch the finals on Sunday, and that's the plan. So we know, other than one of the boys who's in England on a sales promotion, the rest will be at home watching the cricket together. So you know, each weekend is different. Church, all those things, activities. So no, we don't have a fixed routine for a weekend.
Define
it varies.
Calendar and timetable activities.
Yeah.
That's great.
So, Mr. Hiran, we heard your success story. So, what is your perspective regarding failure?
What do you mean by success?
I mean, from your childhood to now the position you are in now.
How do you measure success?
No.
I think you have took over your father's business and you climbed the ladder
Yes.
and make the
So that is
everything.
you're looking at the business
Business
success.
success.
Fair
And I
enough.
think in personal success also you have made a
That
good
is
success
more important.
because your kids
That's
are,
what I'm trying to come to. You see, what you measure, if you only measure rupees and cents, that is not success.
you have to measure the love and emotion.
You're spot on, right? Because there's more to life than just business success, more to life than just making money, right? Money will come, money will go. We were a company that in 2018-19 financial year, 1.8 billion rupee profit center. 2019-2020, 2020-2021, which was the worst year, COVID year, 2.1 billion loss. So if you're only focused on making money, then you're going to get depressed, right? So there's more to success to me than just company growth, right? Unfortunately, now you're an accountant, I'm told. Are you also an accountant?
I'm a bank.
Okay, so Nufil is a chartered accountant. You know, the balance sheet of any business, as a chartered accountant, you should know that it doesn't capture the goodwill, right? It doesn't capture what the good you have done. You can rob and make money. You can cheat people and make money. And the balance sheet will show that. You made thumping profits. That's not success. That's robbery, right? But the love you impart, the quality of life, the family life, the togetherness, that is success. That is success. That is greater success than this business success. Again, the business management books don't tell you that, right?
Yes.
Business management will tell you only business success.
Profit and cash.
Profit. How do you make profits at whatever cost? Make profit. Of course, profit is important. I'm not saying profit is in anything to sustain. It has to be profitable. If you are not profitable, I mean, even our company, if you are not profitable in the next 2 years, we'll go down. We have to make it profitable. So yes, you have to make it profitable, but within limits.
So, what is your perspective regarding failures? Is it okay to fail?
Of course, Who said failures are the pillars of success? There's a famous quote, right? If you don't fail in life, you will never improve. Don't only look for everything that you do cannot be a success. The greatest batsman will go out and get out for naught. The next match he'll go and score again. Similarly, in life, you'll do 10 things, 5 will work, 5 will not work. So you have to try. You have to try. You try and you learn from those, and you analyze whether those mistakes you've done, what are the mistakes I did. Or maybe you didn't do any mistakes, but still you failed. Right?
Experience makes perfect.
Yeah.
So when you build a new hotel, when you approve a project report, what are the main factors you will see in that project report, or what are the main factors you will look into, like culture or any economic local factors in the
Well, before we approve a project, we first look at the land, location. For a hotel, location is very important. Where is it located? Access to resources like water, resources like electricity, all those things are important. Access road, can people come to this place easily, all those things. Then you work on the financial report, financial feasibility. Does it make financial sense? Once you look at the other, if it is, and then you have to decide, are you going to build a big hotel, small hotel, all of that, and then you go on,
So you have a motel in Auckland. Is it currently operating?
Yes, it is. Thankfully, that's the only one that's making profit.
So you're proud that you are bringing the exchange rate into the country.
Yes, of course.
It's a great help for us also.
Yeah. Of course, tourism brings in, like even in Sri Lanka, our business is 75% foreign, right? When tourism is doing well, 75% of our revenue comes from foreign exchange. So that money, out of that, at least a good 80 to 90% retain in the country.
I think we are surviving because of you and April.
Well, yes, at the moment, of course, I don't have to tell you there's a balance of payments crisis. So we have to also be aware that our imports are still more than exports. Our objective eventually should be Sri Lanka should be a net exporter than a net importer. That I'm not going to go into. That's not my subject at this.
Yeah. So normally you discuss about your father. So is he your role model? Or?
Obviously, yes.
So what is the main crucial characteristic you can learn from your father?
He was a very humble, simple man.
I think you are also very humble as
well. I hope so. If that's what you see,
we have to give that credit for you, sir.
That's there's a very close Buddhist monk. He's from Dadella Pansaling. He tells me all the time, Mahatya, kus gahin dillenne, dil gahin kussenne. Think about it. Kus gahin dillenne, dil gahin kussenne.
I think children will get their family genetics.
Of course. How you bring up your children. But that's what he means by kosgahin. Del is a cheaper fruit. Right? Del gahin not kosennet ne. So if you think that, that's the greatest gift my father has given me.
Yeah.
Humble, simple, you have to be able to eat in a palace and in a hut. No problem.
Down to earth.
I go by bus now. I go by public transport, trains and bus. Because this country can't afford to keep pumping petrol and going. That's our number one import. Right? If we are given 20 liters of petrol a week, pump it for sure. But don't use it. Right? Why? Because every liter you pump, your money is going out of the country, right? If we are to get out of this national crisis, we have to contribute. They have no love for the country. We have a love for the country. This is our country, right? We can't be pumping and running the way we did before. It's no way. So we have to use public transport. And if the public transport is not good, make sure they improve the service. That is our responsibility. If you're eat locally produced food, right? Because then money remains in the country. If you're eating apple, oranges or grapes, your money goes out. Don't do that. This country, if you love your country, protect your country. Protect the money we have within the country.
As you say, we have to promote the local brands.
Of course.
Normally for a hotel industry, employees, shareholders as well as customers, those are the most crucial factors. If I ask you to pick one factor, what will be your answer?
It's very difficult. It's very difficult. All three are equally important, right? Because without customers, you don't have a business. Without the people who work, there is no service. Because this is a service industry. A service industry is, I can't stay at home and work. What can I do at home, right? In the service industry, you have to be with the people, right? So people working, people serving people, right? So the customer and the employee is extra important. If you don't have happy people working, they will not smile when the customer walks in. So it's equally important. And of course, the investors and the bankers, right? Investors and the bankers, because the banks play a critical role in enhancing the development of a country, right? So then the bank also is important, because the bank will give money, they will lend money, and it should be the responsibility of the person, the shareholders, to pay back also. So I can't, it's very, very difficult for me to pick and say, okay, this is better than the other. No, you have to treat all three equally.
So Mr. Hiran, what is your leadership style? What is so unique about that?
I don't think I have a style. I don't think I have a unique, I don't think like that, right? I just do what I know to do to the best of my ability, right? I don't put on any act, right? I try to be as loving and as kind as possible, but sometimes I may not always be like that. I can be very aggressive as well. My mood changes, right? Somebody does something that is not to our liking, then I will get aggressive. So, I don't have a, every day I'm not like this, right?
Hiran style leadership.
Oh yeah, it has worked. Now somebody else may not like it, right? I move freely with people. I move very freely with people. Some find it difficult. So I tell people who join the hospitality industry, if you can't smile, if you can't, wake up this morning and say, thank God, God has given me another day, I thank God for that. Don't get into hospitality. Be manufacturing where the customer don't meet you, right? So yeah, I am aggressive, I am a risk taker, so the style of management will, I take decisions, rightly or wrongly I take decisions. Somebody has to take decisions, no? When you're captaining a cricket team on the field, you have to tell the fielder, go there, the decision the captain has to make, right? You have to set the field, right? Similarly, when you're managing also, you have to set the field, right? You have to select proper people and do it. So again, nothing unique.
So Mr. Hiran, you might have achieved all the goals for the past. Is there any goals to be achieved in your future?
Whatever comes, I will kick the ball accordingly. No real plans. Well, right now, I am learning agriculture, right? That's a new subject for me. I will probably pass on most of the day-to-day responsibilities to the younger generation, and then I learn something new.
So if we ask a question, what is the best characteristic in you that you see is a strength? So what would be that?
For me to analyze that, well, I don't worry too much. You know? Huh?
Chill mindset.
Yeah, chill mindset is a young word.
Okay.
Chill is a young
And
word.
patient. You have.
Patience I learned. Worrying is, I mean, you know, now I know some people will say, don't know if this will collapse, no? Huh? You know, people worry like that. Oh, how are we, you know, how long can we run the business? People worry like that, right? I don't worry like that. I find a way. So to me, I think that comes from my mother. My mother also never worries, you know. So similarly, I learned that I inherited it from my mother, where I can say a few prayers and I can fall asleep.
It's the best quality, I think.
Yeah.
So your father has started this Blue Oceania.
Blue Oceanic.
Blue Oceanic. Is that your ancestors from Nigambo?
No. No one is from Nigambo. We are just visitors in Nigambo. You know, my father, because he got an opportunity to buy land and he built a hotel there. My father is from Ragama and my mother is from Damkotua.
So you lead your children into your own business, or whether they can aspire?
I didn't. They came into the business. Because no one was forced to join the business.
That's the thing I was about to ask.
Yes, because if you say I led them, then that means I forced them to come. That means they will not work well.
Yes, that's the thing.
You know, they will not
might have
enjoy.
individual
Yeah.
dream.
So all three, you know, enjoy. Hopefully they are enjoying working in the company. They joined on their own. Two of them are graduates of hotel schools, universities. The second fellow studied economics, and he's also in the business. But you know, none of them were forced, but they are working now.
So, do you like your hotel food or your wife-made food?
Preference is wife-made food. I have to say that, otherwise I won't get food at home. Every day I'll be eating at home or in the hotels. So, no, my wife thankfully can cook very well. On a serious note, yes. She can cook very well.
There's a saying that to capture a man's heart, you should cook with. Girls should cook very
Well, now the boys also cook.
Yes.
Yeah. Two of my sons can cook very well as well.
As I do.
You can cook as well.
really?
Yeah.
So that we already discussed that Sri Lanka is going through a huge crisis in terms of inflation in 6 to 7%, and a lot of young talents like us are migrating. So what is your advice and how do you forecast the Sri Lanka to the next decade? Whether we can overcome this or?
Of course we can overcome. I think I told a little bit as to how we can. We have to, because you know, when this was happening, I think I am more guilty than you are, because you all are younger. You all are in a, you know, you are in a middle management in a company, whereas I was in senior management, and I feel guilty along with many others in the Chamber of Commerce, Hotels Association, which had a voice. We never voiced our opinion. We never looked at the national, honestly, I didn't look at the national accounts, right? Now I feel guilty, right? Until these fellows ran this country to the, you know, deepest depth, we were just laughing and partying, right? We didn't, you know, raise any alarm bell. We believed what was being told, right? And we just went on. Now we are paying a hell of a price for that. Our silence, your silence, my silence, is paying a hell of a price. So now to get out of it, we have to work together. So all you have to do is now, youngster, us, all of us, we have to sacrifice. as I was saying before, right? We have to sacrifice for the next 2 years to get out of this immediate balance of payments crisis. Once that happens, right, we'll be hopefully disciplined and make sure that we just don't import haphazardly, right? I mean, of course, there has to be, we have to import certain items, that's for sure. I'm not at all against importing, right? But we have to also balance it in such a way that we export more than import, so that hopefully, I mean, $60 billion is our national debt, is not a lot of money. Tata Sons in India is investing $90 billion, 90, in South India, in Tamil Nadu, to make computer chips, right? So what are we talking? We're talking small numbers in a small country, right? But we have to work hard to get us out of this. So each and every one of you, so y'all are the business leaders of tomorrow. Y'all are the youngsters coming out into the world who are going to lead this country. Take that leadership. Take that leadership and go. I can't stop anybody from going abroad, right? It's their wish, but I feel sad. I feel sad to see a lot of youngsters go overseas.
So before the end, Simran, so what advice you have to the generation like us who aspire to become leaders in the future?
See, one thing I keep telling, of course, the youngsters are impatient. I was also impatient at that time, so I can understand how you all think. But you want quick results. The quick results will not come. Wherever you go, whatever you do, you have to have patience, you have to have commitment, you must be honest, you must be passionate. Whatever you do, you're a banker, be passionate about banking. You're into something else, be passionate about whatever you do, right? If you don't enjoy with that passion, with that love, with that dedication, you will not move forward. Whatever you do, wherever you are, right? You can make money in Sri Lanka, right? There's a lot of success stories here. Similarly, you can make money outside as well. But you have to work hard with passion, with love, with dedication, with commitment. If those are not there, koi hitiyat ekai.
It was a great session, sir. We learned a lot of things from you, especially the patient, as well as we have to do something for our own country because we born here.
Of course.
We got the free education from the government.
I'm glad you said that. Free education, free medication,
And
subsidized transportation.
Yeah, government gave bursary and laptop,
Yes,
everything
of
for
course.
us. And when we had the free health service as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
So we have to do something for our country.
Yeah.
From your discussion, we learned that from that. And hope we will do our best to bring our country back like earlier.
Okay. I wish you God's blessings, God's choicest blessings.
I should wish God should bless us for the future of our Sri Lanka.
Thank you.
God.
Thank
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.